Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, Nintendo's testing a new Switch feature, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles is back, and Grand Theft Hamlet is coming to theaters. We'll have all this and more because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Thursday, October 10th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Hispanic heartthrob Texas treat Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds, the globe trotting, head shotting, nitro rifle from twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
Barrett's been kicking ass trying to get the studio working right now.
We're having tech problems here, but Barrett's doing it. He's overcoming.
Sound out going out.
Yeah.
So Barrett's like, you won't hear the sound intro.
Yeah, and we're like, no big deal.
Forgot that's the Halloween intro.
Yeah.
And when it's
we hang on that Games Daily for a long time. I was like, maybe with no sound, you don't think about how hard this is going to be.
It hung on there. I was like, that's it. That's it. Like, it's something's broken.
Oh, you thought we were just dead?
Yeah, I was like, it's over.
No,
we're back.
No, come on. That would happen to us, Nitro Rifle. How you doing, Andy?
I'm doing great, Barrett. Greg, can we see a lot of rounds of applause in the chat for Barrett?
Round of applause for Barrett. Gold stars for Barrett, too, out there.
I don't deserve them yet.
Let's just see some gold
stars. I mean, you're still here. You know what I mean? You're still making the show go. The show's going. That's what matters, Barrett.
It's not going well enough.
That's not on you. Don't worry about it. And you've seen how many times you sit here till 9 o'clock at night, and then you come in the morning, it doesn't work anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
Rather than put in extra work, just put in no work. It's all going to end up the same.
Exactly. I've always looked at life that way, Greg.
From every step of the way for you.
Yeah.
And this is a Dynamite sweatshirt. I like it a lot.
Hey, thanks, man.
It's a good
you have a cool jacket.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm wearing my Insert Coin Starfield jacket. This was sent to me by Insert Coin as a surprise yesterday.
Do you think they get annoyed when they're like, we got to ship shit to Greg, but we're in the UK and the shipping is just a lot, you know?
I probably, yeah. On top of that, like, what size do we put him in? Well, he wears an XL usually, but we're in the UK where people are just beanstalks. So send him a 3XL, and somehow even that's too tight. You know what I mean? But the jacket, they nailed. And it's got the big Starfield logo on the back. You see that?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, it's embroidered.
Yeah, this is a quality jacket. Feel it. And then it's got the Starfield map stuff on the inside, too.
Oh, wow.
They did a really good job. Insert Coin, everybody. Go check them out. I am going to probably take off this thing.
Really? You don't like that?
I'm not a bomber jacket person, period.
It's the little flap hanging off of the
keychain they put on the little side pocket nobody uses.
Sleeve pocket.
Where you can put your AirPods.
Put in that sleeve?
Put on AirPods, maybe some goldfish crackers.
Drugs?
No, Andy. I took a DARE pledge in 6th grade. I'll never go back on that.
DARE had like some of the coolest marketing. Like, just cool logo.
I mean, the logo, the logo looks like a horror movie. It looks like Thriller. It looks
it felt edgy,
like,
right?
This is fucking tough. And then you get in there, like, oh, what? No fun.
Like, I could picture the
I can't
DARE.
huff battery acid.
It would be perfect to see them together, like the DARE logo with Calvin taking a pee on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Or was that Hobbs?
That was Calvin. Yeah, it was Calvin.
You're not even your sure.
I wasn't a big Calvin guy. I wasn't a big Calvin Hobbs guy.
No way.
I was a big Nate guy.
That's the upset of the year.
I love Big Nate, and I loved a little cat we all know called Garfield. All right? I was buying Garfield books as fast as the Scholastic Book Club could put them on the shelves, all right?
Wait, they made Garfield books too?
Yeah, they would take all the comic strips and put them in those, like, remember they were like the long ones?
Like the Far Side anthology.
Oh, man, I was rocking some Gary Larson.
Gary Larson was so formative for me.
So formative. Yeah, Calvin Hobbes I just missed. It was it was the whole thing. It was because you know the whole story with it, right? God, what's his name? Bill. I want to say Witherspoon. Who wrote Calvin and Hobbes? Chat. Let me go when it gets there. Bill Watterson, is that right? Yeah, Watterson. Thank you. Calvin and Hobbes was held back, of course, because to Mr. Watterson's credit, right? He was like, I don't want this to be turned into merchandise or marketing.
Right.
It'll exist as the books which I've ended on in the comic strip that I've ended on my own accord, which is great. But then it just meant that the only thing so many people only know Calvin as the thing that's pissing on things. You know what I mean? Like that, I feel like he did more damage in the long run to his IP than that. It's a thing that's beloved by folks like Ryan McCaffrey. I know how much Calvin and Hobbes means to Ryan McCaffrey. But for me, as somebody who just never even picked up on it, gave it a chance, maybe a friend here would be into it. Like,
you think Ryan McCaffrey had the Calvin peeing on like the PlayStation logo or something like that?
No, he had it on Xbox. He had it on. Now he has it peeing on gasoline. You know what I mean? Okay. Tesla life. You know.
Oh, you're right.
That's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going.
Was there a better combo than that with the No Fear logo?
Oh man, that's when you knew this guy does not believe in vaccines. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's how they would be the modern context.
Yeah.
The other context is like, oh, he's not wearing a seatbelt.
No, yeah.
He still thinks he can drink and drive. You know what I mean?
You ever be driving in a car and you're like, if I didn't have my seatbelt on, luckily I had it on, cop passed by me, right?
Yeah.
But the amount of times that I try to snoop in on people as they're driving by me and be like, I can't even see. I wouldn't have even been able to tell if you had it on or didn't have it on. But when you're in your car, you feel like you're much more exposed to the world. And when somebody's just driving by, it's like, I couldn't fucking tell. Like, how do cops do it?
These are not thoughts I have at all.
Really?
No. For me, it's more like if I seatbelt is so ingrained in second nature. Like, I just assume I don't even I would be more shocked to see someone or hear that like, oh, I don't wear my seatbelt. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Oh,
like that kind of thing.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I always wear it, obviously.
No, not you. I know. It's just like, but it's like
I don't
such
like
a
casting accusations.
It would almost be like, you know, you're talking to somebody like, oh, well, I drive my car, but I don't turn it on. Like, that's how like seatbelts are part of it, where it's just not everything. You meet somebody who doesn't wear a seatbelt, like, what the fuck?
A seatbelt and a car go together like a No Fear logo on Calvin and Hobbes.
It's very true. Yeah. Nowadays, it's affliction and an affliction logo. I'm like, oh, you don't believe in vaccines. That's where we're at.
If really,
yeah,
affliction. I think like a decade ago.
Oh yeah, well, I'm still in the wrestling era. I'm still in the wrestling world, which puts me adjacent to UFC. It puts me adjacent to UFC. Fucking Jake Paul out there talking shit today. Like,
you'd buy clothes at Buckle.
I don't know what that is.
Buckle is like a kind of an edgy place. You go to Buckle and you get a lot.
Probably why I didn't know it.
A lot of Ed Hardy jeans.
For me, it was like, I'm sure it was for you too, but like Hot Topic, you're going to. I feel cool. Finally, a store that represents my interests.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I would travel 30 minutes to go to a visit a Hot Topic. 30 minutes was a big deal.
Yeah.
In the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
I'd go to Harlingen for that shit.
Wow.
Go to the mall over there.
Yeah.
Be like, oh my god, Blink-182 shirt.
It speaks to me. Just like video games speak to us. Of course, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you like that, of course, you should be live watching us right now, just like Unique Technique is, Druvenator is, and Ves is. Of course, if you're watching live, you have a special job. Keep us honest at kindoffunny.com/you're wrong with any mistakes we make. But more importantly for us, go to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, where you can super chat live as we go about the day's news, reviews, and previews so that you can be read on the show as a contributor. Of course, if you're not watching live, no big deal. You can get the show later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and podcast services around the globe. But if you want the best experience with all the Kind of Funny content, go to patreon.com/kindoffunny or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, where you can pick up a Kind of Funny membership. For just $10, you'd get all of our shows ad-free, the ability to watch the afternoon podcast live as we record them, like yesterday's Kind of Funny podcast, which was a scene, Andy.
Oh, I had to watch through a decent amount of it to make a thumbnail. And imagine somebody looking at you and going, who gets broccoli as a side? Like, eat a vegetable. Me having to tell somebody to eat a vegetable, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming
but
from
he
me.
Still fucking got your ass with the take the menu away from this kid.
I just don't get it.
We all went to lunch for the first time in 3 years, the entire company, plus Madeline, minus Kevin. And that led to us podcasting about the experience and probably not going to lunch together for 3 years because we're all jackals. You can get it as a Kind of Funny podcast right now. Yesterday, you could have watched it live. And of course, you'll get a Gregway today.
And A-Way says, but you didn't even eat them, apparently. Who are you going to believe in this situation, A-Wayne? You just think about the history of
who's the narrator?
Mistruths.
Who's the narrator?
Yeah, exactly.
You just basically watched The Joker, the first one, right? Where you're like, what's real, what's fake? I don't know. I'm listening to an insane person tell me the story.
I ate 5 pieces of those steamed broccolis, and they were fucking delicious. Because here's the thing about steamed broccoli. When they're nice and warm, and they get sort of the juices from the steak within them, they're fucking delicious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, broccoli just in general.
And here's the thing. If I would have let Bless pick the other side, or no, I let him pick the other side because I was like, I want some steamed broccoli. I probably would have gone mashed potatoes. I was like, French fries a little bit easier because we're sharing this sort of thing, but also getting some pizza. Only had 1 slice of pizza, by the way.
It's in the fridge out there, so you can get some today.
Oh,
plus I think you're probably gonna order more for Until Dawn.
Yeah, we need the pepperoni redemption.
Oh, that's good. I like that redemption art. Some housekeeping for you. Remember, we're an 11-person small business, all about live talk shows. That means the content rarely ever stops here. So today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, we're rolling right into the Kind of Funny Games cast, and it's a Mario and Luigi Brothership preview. That's right. We took Christmas in October, Joey Noelle, tossed her on a plane, flew her to New York. She played Mario and Luigi Brothership, and she's flown back now to tell us all about it. Then the stream is going to be part 2 of our Until Dawn stream. It's you, it's Madeline, it's Nick, it's Mike, it's Blessing, Bear's
Joe.
running it. Huh?
Joey.
I didn't say Joey. I always said her on the last one. Yeah. You're going to have some fun out there as they continue to see what they can do with that one. If you are a Kind of Funny member, of course, you'll be able to get today's Gregway. It is actually done by the one, the only Madeline Stanley, the Kind of Funny up-and-comer who's been making content with us all week. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today, we're brought to you by New World Eternum, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report.
Really quick. You guys aren't going to hear this final Baker's Dozen
Okay.
from Kind of Funny Best Friend. The chat will be able to hear it, so I encourage both Greg and Andy for y'all to watch this later.
Barrett, I love you. I love how professional you are. You're just overthinking it. You know what I mean? It's like
You're just gonna play it on your
Spaceballs.
laptop?
I'm just gonna open the show here. We'll watch.
But when
live.
is then now?
There it is. Go.
All right.
Six items on the Roper Report.
Baker's Dozen.
Baker. The official list of upcoming software coming to each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday. Baker's Dozen.
Did you hear it? Was it cool?
I heard it. Yeah, it was real long. But then inside there was on top of that there was another one. They embedded a message.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You heard it, right?
I
Am I
heard
crazy?
two- I heard
Yeah,
two
where it was
different-
like, see, again, this is a bad day for the audio problems. Barrett, I apologize for leaving you on the thing because not only I forgot that I needed to say 6 items because I had already clicked over to the video, and then you kept going, and I was like, damn, there's an echo. And then I was like, wait, where does the echo start? The reality begin. I'm like, oh, wait, I still need to say something.
I thought we were stuck.
And then I heard,
crap.
he does the drawn out Baker's Dozen, and he put the mom and grop intro. It sounded like in there.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Usually I wouldn't like it, but you said this is the last one, so I want to go out on a high note. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
that was Anthony Agliolio.
Everybody makes fun of me. Acts
Well
like
said.
it's so easy. You know what I mean? To say names. Who's laughing now? You know what I mean? Come on now.
None of us were.
Meg.
None of us were laughing.
I tell you what, everybody, we're having fun over here. Number one on the Roper Report, Nintendo announces mysterious Switch Online playtest for new feature. Fucking, who are they? Umbrella Corporation? What are they talking about?
I love it. I mean, right now, you put a hidden camera or just like you look at the CCTV stuff near Nintendo Corporation, they're like, we don't know who's doing this. Somebody,
What are they fucking
somebody
talking about?
is doing a mysterious test. We have no idea where it's. We have to locate.
We're going
the
to
source.
read from Andy Robinson at VGC. Nintendo has announced it will hold a play test related to an unspecified and new feature for its Nintendo Switch Online service later this month. The test, called simply Nintendo Switch Online Playtest Program, will take place between October 24th and November 6th. And Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can apply to participate from today, October 10. Nintendo says... It was like a weird one where it's like, it's a hiccup. Is it a burp? What's about to happen? I'm going to die. Nintendo says it's looking for as many as 10,000 participants, and those who apply must have a Nintendo account, be an active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack member, be at least 18 years old, and be registered in Japan, US, UK, France, Germany, Italy, or Spain. Quote, customers will need to download exclusive software to their Nintendo Switch system in order to participate, Nintendo said. SuperChats, I need to know your predictions for what this playtest is all about. I didn't mean to do the Shawn Michaels thing here, but I did.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
It's a
I was
really
in the
good
middle
look.
of taking it off, then we went to one shot. I was like, fuck, I got
a really good look. So,
back to this insert coin jacket that they're not paying me to promote. They just sent. It's warm. It's not going to be that cold often. It's always going to be something that warms me up, and then I take it off, you know? Back to you,
I
Andy.
had to do a lot of deep research right now.
Oh,
right?
wow, shit, fuck.
To even like, there's not a whole lot of information out there about this, but to find out what Nintendo Switch Online is and what the expansion pack is. Do you know what the differences are?
Do you really do the research?
I mean, I'm looking right now. Yeah.
So if off the top of my head, I'm not confident, but I believe it's something like, right, Nintendo Switch Online is what gets you to play online and have your little Animal Crossing upload for saves and maybe backup saves all around. And then
I need you to look at me so you don't look at chat.
I'm not, I swear to you.
Look at me.
Dude,
Tell me about it.
we walk into fucking Barnes and Noble yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm with Mike. He's, I want to get some manga. I'm going to get some manga. I want to get a manga. And he's like, now where would it be? And I'm like, oh, look at the back wall. It's all there. And he looks over and goes, I can't read that. And we weren't that far away. You could read the font. He's like, that 7-point font on the wall. I'm like, it's Mom. Wear your glasses.
Yeah.
The whole wall is manga. It says manga.
You didn't even eat broccoli. I have fucking 5 chunks of it.
Okay, so Nintendo Switch Online gets you online to play online for your Splatoon 2 things, gives you the save, yada, yada, yada.
No.
Here's where I'm probably going to fuck it up. This is like, I'm going too far. I believe it gives you the basic Nintendo games online in the NES and SNES. And then I think expansion pack is what gives you the N64, GameCube, the ones that they made a big deal about adding eventually. Game Boy.
Did I? Like, way better than I would.
Okay, what did I miss?
I'm really, really terrible with all these tiers. We're talking about PlayStation Plus and all the essentials, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I would have never assumed that the expansion pack added 64 and Advance.
That's what it was. Okay.
Which, that's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I feel like that's odd. I feel like the expansion pack would maybe give you, I don't know, something less important than 2 of the core things that fans want. You know what I mean?
You know how this business works. If you're already paying for something, if you're already paying for SNES and NES, right? And they go, hey, we can add these other ones now, they're not just going to give them to you. They're not just going to give them to you.
That's absolutely wild to me. So anyway, you get
crushed it.
64, Game Boy Advance, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack.
Got it.
Animal Crossing, Happy Home Paradise, Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion, and Sega Genesis.
There you go.
Which is like added on to the 64 and advanced. So like that's all pretty shocking.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. We're learning stuff today.
That's worth it for the Mario Kart 8 DLC alone.
Yeah, you
that's
get
like
a lot.
full other game.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, back to it.
game.
Andy,
I tried
what
signing
is
up.
this going to be? What is this mysterious feature?
I mean, if you cross your fingers, you'd maybe hope that it's a GameCube type thing.
Okay, wow, you're dreaming big.
GameCube
You're
library.
dreaming big.
Maybe they're testing out, hey, nobody's ever run Wind Waker on one of these machines. What if we could get something like that in this library?
Yeah.
Because I can't really... It's nothing Switch 2 related.
No, of course not.
They're not going to ask you to test out things on the current hardware you're using. What's the point of that, right?
Sure.
Because I saw a lot of eyeballs in Twitter this morning.
A lot of eyeballs on Twitter
eyeball
today.
emojis of like, ooh, what could this be? It's like, all right, well...
See, I think it's going to be boring as hell, which is why I think it's just going to be voice chat. Are you aware you still can't voice chat through your Nintendo Switch? You have to use that app.
Fuck up.
Which is trash. Well, it's not trash. It's trash setup. I mean, the app seemed fine. I don't know.
I
I've
mean,
never
you know
used
what?
it.
Okay, shit. That's making a lot more sense now because that's a feature that they would love to have ready for a Switch 2 launch.
Yeah.
Not for the first Switch launch. But yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
When they launched the first Switch, they're like, this online thing's a fad.
Yeah, for
No one's
sure.
going to want to play games online and talk to their friends or whatever.
That's what they thought
about.
about Bluetooth audio as well.
Yeah.
4 years in, activated that.
Fine, flip the Switch.
That's a really good prediction, I think.
Again, I think it's boring, so I think that I don't expect this to be world-defining or world-rocking. But it's like, also, it's a weird way this to roll out that you're looking for people like this, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also, at that point, why would you just say what it is? So
It feels very
I would
un-Nintendo.
love to hope that it's something really cool. It is GameCube. It is whatever. A party system. I don't know. Themes. Hey, you're about to sunset your Switch. Let me give you some themes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Triforce Power writes in with a super chat and says, you can now poke friends like Facebook. I could see something dumb like that. I could see that there. Cozy Bear says, some sort of new universal cloud gaming service that when the Switch 2 launches will allow you to play Switch 2 quote-unquote exclusive games on Switch 1. That's interesting. We have, of course, seen mainly... I might be speaking out of church on this one. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Mainly in Japan. Yeah. Out of school, out of church. You ever heard this?
I've heard like out of turn, but
That's true too.
Oh.
Anyways, I might be wrong. But mainly we've seen these cloud-based games on Switch, I feel like in Japan, where they put out ones like, what didn't they do?
Control.
Control. I wanted to say Alan Wake, but it was Control. You're right. Did that come to it?
That's really the only one I remember.
There was a couple. I forget what they all were, though.
So, I mean, I don't necessarily... I mean, I love the prediction, Cozy Bear. I don't really know... I don't understand the utility in that. To be able to stream Switch 1 games on the Switch?
the opposite. So on Switch 1, you could play Switch 2 games. This game's powerful enough to do that.
We're going into this with a mindset that there will be Switch 2 exclusives and not just like, hey, all these games will work on every Switch, but it's going to look way better,
100%.
run better on your Switch 2. Yeah. See, I don't like that as a...
No, that's an Xbox one of like, hey, we're losing, so we need to make everything play everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo's fucking dominating. They don't give a shit. Buy a Switch 2. Hey, cheapskate, just buy another fucking system. Buy this thing.
Well, I guess I don't like the prediction because it also just kind of breaks my heart, and I hope that that's not the future. Like I want the games to not only be everywhere, but I want these older games to also like play better and be up-resed or whatever on the Switch 2 or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
This is fascinating. It's such an odd thing. We're used to the WNDs. We're used to
throw them up in chat.
We're used to the
decisions.
weird Nintendo decisions, and them just here's an alarm clock. I bought it, by the way. I bought it.
You gotta be fucking kidding
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
You are a sleepyhead. You run weird hours, weird schedules.
Yeah,
So if
for
this
sure.
would get you out of bed in a happier mental state,
I mean, yeah. So that partner with my
Mamma
with
mia,
waking up
it's
to Spotify
9:30.
would wake me up.
does it do that? I watched none of the coverage yesterday about the Nintendo Switch alarm clock. I know nothing about it.
Well,
Other
no,
than
I'm
the-
saying like partner with my Spotify on my phone is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, but the clock will wake you up with like
Wahoo!
it has like motion
Ding,
sensing.
ding, ding.
So you'll wake up to the sounds of Hyrule, and then when you move, you hear like, yeah, like shit like that. No, but like the
What's it
Mario,
sound like when I'm fucking?
the Mario one when he turns, the guy's like leaning over, and when he turns over, you hear like, but then like the little coins moving. And they're like, oh, but it's like, well, that would just make me more immersed in my dream. I don't know if I want that.
Sure.
I'm gonna return this.
You talked yourself out of it.
Yeah.
You took 1 second to critically think about the product you bought. You're like, you know
Yeah.
what? Maybe this isn't what. Maybe this is what I
$100.
want.
Jeez.
That was a lot, yeah, for an alarm clock, but we'll see. Nintendo can sell anything. Let's get some more super chats in here. Yeah, Cozy Bear, that's nice, but I don't believe that for a second. Funk Machine 08 says, guys, ... gamer tags. Could we see the death of the Switch Franco tomorrow?
Really?
No. CJ Splits On says, trophy support and star system. They're fine, they don't need that. Miiverse 2 where we riot, says James. The amount of times...
Street Pass.
The amount of times I'm in the airport, I'm at PAX, I'm whatever, and I have like my bag, or even I don't even have my Switch, but I am like, dude, Street Pass was a fucking amazing time. Like that is I
still have the picture of me taking a picture of my 3DS when I got Greg's Street Pass at RTX. I was like, that's game over Greggy. Holy shit, that's him.
And look at now, you can touch me anytime you want.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's that idea of like that was such a cool thing, and I didn't even play outside of like Mario Golf and Animal Crossing, right? I didn't use my 3DS that often, but I always kept it with me. I was Street Passing out there, getting my puzzle pieces, doing all that stuff. That was a special time.
Very ingenious concept that I would love to see return in some way that it makes the console more than just a console. Like it kind of feels like a companion piece with you. So similar to Tim with his Pokemon Go Plus app or whatever the hell, you know, or
trying to go to lunch yesterday.
Little device.
Trying to go to lunch yesterday. Put the car in drive. Tim goes fucking pats down his pockets.
Oh, there's a Megalodon over there, or whatever.
No, and he pats down his Megalodon. Pats down his pockets. And I'm like, what? He's like, I forgot something in there. I'm like, oh, we're no rush to go get it. He goes, thanks. It's my Pokemon Go. Fucking. I'm like, you fucking loser.
I love how he says, I forgot something.
Yeah, he doesn't want to immediately sell himself out. It was the Pokemon Go Plus whatever pocket protector.
My gosh, if it was some sort of return of a
Street Pass.
Of a street, not even necessarily a Street Pass, but a way that, I mean, I would love if Street Pass returned.
Maybe it's
but
Vita near Game Goods.
A way where your me like means something and not just an avatar in a Switch sports game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, I don't even play those games, right? So my thing is just like I see him on my profile. And I check how many games I've played or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see something like that.
Samson says 4v4 Mario Strikers online finally. Just, you know.
That'd be crazy.
Now we're throwing out wishes.
That'd
That's
be
too
amazing.
much. That's too much for Nintendo.
They couldn't do that. They couldn't do that.
The prediction about the death of the friend code, maybe they're going to test out gamer tags or whatever. It obviously would make a lot of sense. It would have made sense 10, 15, 20 years ago, right?
Protect these kids, though.
But I think you're totally right in comparing this whole backwards compatibility thing to how Xbox is like, we need to be playable everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And Nintendo just, it's clear that the average gamer is okay with their system right now.
Yeah.
They sell a shitload of stuff anyway, so who cares at this point?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think if anything, if there were ever to be something that happened with gamer tags, it would have to take a massive change in leadership where suddenly a brand new Herman Holtz goes to PlayStation and goes, we want Aloy everywhere. Like, I want to remake I want a Horizon Dawn, I want a Lego thing.
Legos.
There would have to be a massive change in leadership at Nintendo for someone to go, what the fuck are we doing with friend codes? First off, get that out of here. Let's get a new system going.
I think, honestly, to do that, you'd have to, and I'm not trying to insult Nintendo, but I will end up insulting Nintendo here. I think you'd have to commit to online being a real thing, where it just isn't a real thing, right? When we talk about the majority of games, obviously I know cart and playing online and blah, blah, blah.
Smash Bros.
But it's like, sure, but like when you start talking about these first party Nintendo games, we're usually talking about something single player, right? We're usually talking about something where it's not like you are trying to go out with a party and do it. I know that there are, even Smash, I would say you want to get together with friends. Even cart, I think you want to get together with friends. And I know life changes and yada, yada, yada. It's hard to do that. But it's that idea of like, I still think Nintendo thinks of online as like something that's there. Like it's a checkbox, whatever. It can do whatever. We always talk about Nintendo Online running poorly and not being the greatest way to experience X, Y, and Z. Like,
all that's changed, Greg.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, all that changed like 2 years ago, 1 year ago.
Now it's changed.
It changed recently where they actually, were like, hey, let's completely change out all of this infrastructure and make online not a really, really terrible experience. I'll tell you what that I love that I didn't ever think I'd love. When people say like, "Are you gonna platinum this game, Andy?" and I'm like, I don't give a shit about trophies, right?
Yeah.
But there's something that I enjoy about, and stick with me here.
I'm always with you.
About having Steam open and seeing a recent game, and you're on that game's like store page. When you select the game, it kind of makes that the maximized thing, and seeing Game Over Greg, you popped an achievement. So-and-so popped an achievement here. So-and-so logged this many. Like, I enjoy that community aspect of it, even though it's very light on community.
Yeah.
I still enjoy seeing that. And I would love for the home screen to, what if it isn't just scrolling tiles? I would love for them to just change their shit to look like Steam, where it's a list of games on the left bar. You select a game, and you could go right into it, or selecting the game has a cool little like splash art screen with the logo and all your friends, what they've been doing and the stuff that they're acquiring or collecting or whatever. I think that would be a neat way to kind of make the online community feel like the way it was with Street Pass in that era.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I think that they could do a lot with that. And I think what you're talking about, I think of Me Plaza back on Wii, right? Which was your individual, the Miis you had saved there, right? But what if those Miis that were now on your Switch 2 main screen when you have the column of games here, that they were milling about, they were actually saying what they were doing.
Right.
Like, I'm playing this, I did this, I popped this, I beat, Barrett beat all the 250cc courses, like, like all the, like something crazy, they can, not crazy, but like little updates like that, again, make it more communal so it is the next time. Because I think that's how I think of my Nintendo Switch experience, where for PSN, obviously, as somebody who's covered it for so long, my friends list is chock full of people I know from IRL, people I've worked with on a stream,
right?
A fan here or there or whatever. And then like Xbox is like literally from like the IGN era. Like I'm seeing Mitchie D sign on. Like, oh, Mitch, what? Anthony Gallegos, what are you playing? And I'm not really paying any attention to it. And then the Switch is so like tailored, where it's like everybody kind of funny. Like Fran, you know what I mean? Gary, like it's like so personal that it does feel like all of my IRL friends, because those are the only ones I'm like willing to jump through the hoops to go play something
group
with.
Chat.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
jump through the hoops of adding that friend code. You know?
Exactly. So there's something to be said for what you're talking about there.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that communal aspect was so fun.
Oh, this is interesting. In the super chats, Kelsey Dia, spelled like quesadilla.
I love that.
I like that a lot.
Great
says the disclaimer said you need 2.2 gigabytes free.
Oh.
That sounds exciting. When you get up to 2.2 gigs, you can do anything.
That's some serious business.
I like that.
But back in the day, you buy a flash drive of that. That sucker was like at least $80.
Dude, I don't even get me started on that. I remember in college taking a magazine design course, and it was like, okay, you got to go get a flash drive. What's
PSDs
that?
are big, bro.
It's this USB stick. Oh my god! And like,
Were you using InDesign?
Yeah, I was using InDesign. You had to go get 128 megabytes. I was like,
Holy
whoa! And it was $70. I was like, this fucking sucks. All right.
I want to make a bold prediction right here. Not necessarily a pizza bet, but like something that will fundamentally change massively when the Switch 2 releases.
We don't know what the bet is yet. I love the graphic though, you know.
I think the Switch will have a complete overhaul of the UI when the Switch 2 comes. I was trying to sing along.
No, I stopped it because you just weren't getting in sync with it. Sorry.
I was also really off key. I think the Switch 2 UI
becomes the Switch UI. Like that's like,
whatever the Switch 2 is doing, it's not going to look anything close to what the home UI is of the current Switch.
Huh.
That sucker comes out, it's not even, you wouldn't be able to recognize it from a mile away.
You put these UIs next to each other, you remove Mario, you're like, well, clearly that's Switch 1. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be
I think that's got to be true.
Wildly different.
I think that's got to be true.
Wildly visually different. Maybe there's themes.
Maybe there's ads. People really like that on their PlayStation.
I don't mind an ad, I'll tell you what. Speaking of ads, Barry gives me that look, but like on Hulu and Amazon, when you get these little ads, I don't mind it. Like looking at my phone.
Like when you're watching a show and it pops.
Yeah, you know how Amazon is like.
They added in commercials?
Yeah.
I hate that shit, but I understand.
Yeah, Prime Day, you could pay more for Prime Video to get the ad-free experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept it with the ad experience.
Reminds you of TV.
Little ad pops up. 15 seconds, I'm like, oh, look at my phone a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of like pausing Penguin 40 times like I usually do.
See, the thing is, it's just going to be a matter of time before they do Amazon and Amazon Prime.
Look how relaxed I am right now.
We're having a great show.
Yeah.
Amazon and Amazon Prime do what they did to Twitch, where it was like, we'll just keep increasing it until they fucking pay. It's like, oh, you won't pay for 3 ads? What about 7?
Yeah.
What about 7 minutes of ads on Twitch? Do you want to give us the $5 now?
That's
Fuck,
how
shit, fine, yeah.
Back in the day, Greg, when Amazon would when Twitch would ask you if you wanted to run ads on your platform or on your channel, and I would look at that, and me as a small streamer be like, hell yeah, I could use that extra scratch. Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be run 30 seconds, run a minute, run 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, well, 2 minutes is a lot of money, but I'll settle for the 1 minute, and you pay the 1 minute, and the next month happens. The 1 minute's the lowest option now, and it's 2 minutes and 5 minutes, and you're like, ooh, well, the 2 minutes, that's a lot more money. Let me go for the 2 minutes. Next month, 2 minutes is the lowest option.
Yeah.
That's the lowest one you could pick, and it's like, fuck, now I'm just sort of stuck here, and I see the cycle, and I don't want to become a part of it, Greg.
Just get paid. Fuck those kids. Send Nuggies will sit there and wait for you, you know?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. There's big moments that happen on stream, you know?
I hear you. I mean, ad breaks are always tough, but they're what pays the bills and keeps the lights and mics on. So let's talk about the For Fact Lazy show where you can get this show ad-free if you went and got your Kinda Funny membership over on patreon.com/kindafunny or youtube.com/kindafunnygames. But right now, you're not using your membership benefit, and of course, you're not getting that good karma for supporting an 11-person small business trying to make the dream work. So here is a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by New World Eternum. New World Eternum is a thrilling action RPG experience for console and PC players with a vibrant world, vast and beautiful setting, dynamic real-time action combat, and the freedom for players to choose how to forge their destiny. Combat is skill-based and dynamic, incorporating swords, guns, and sorcery so that you can build one character to rule them all as you explore Eternum and unravel the mysteries of the supernatural island that you can't leave. You love playing RPGs alone? You can in New World Eternum, or play cooperatively with your friends as you complete quests, get better gear, and level up. Greg played this at Summer Game Fest on PlayStation 5 and was caught off guard by how much he enjoyed it and how many hours he said he could see himself sinking into the final product. There's boss fights, cool enemies, crossplay, resource gathering, and crafting. So yeah, this sounds like a Greg game. Pre-order New World Eternum now on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or S to get the Azoth Stalker Wolf mount and prepare for launch on October 15th.
And we're back, everybody. And I know a lot of times, Andy, we get sponsors. People worry about our ethics. Would we ever change the conversation? I want you to know, never for a second when I was insulting Amazon and how they abuse Twitch and how they'll one day do it to Prime and how they fucking suck. Then I think, oh yeah, Amazon Games is also sponsoring this episode. So there you
nice.
go. We'll say whatever the fuck we want to around here.
We're not compromised.
Now here's one of the other thing too. We got a whole show. There's 5 more stories to go.
It's a Jedi Power Battles.
I just need to have a conversation with you, Andy, as I think the only other person as juiced as me. Let's fucking go Dragon Age. All right. I am still listening to the Dragon Age Vows and Vengeance podcast. I like it.
Oh, you told me about that, yeah.
And it's like, I understand audio drama is not everybody's cup of tea. They are for me as somebody who drives and enjoys that kind of podcast to zone out to or whatever. And of course, full disclosure, they sponsored us months ago, but I'm not even telling you about our URL, so don't worry about it. Like, sometimes they're hit or miss, but like the last 2, maybe 3 have been bangers. And today's episode, it comes out on Thursdays. This is a banger. And I finished it in the car. I was like, damn, that's good. But it's like the problem is they're introducing, some of the characters we know that are going to be in the game or whatever. And I'm like, oh, fuck, you're way cooler than I thought you were. Now, when I get to this game, I can't wait. And so then it's just like checking the clock. You're like, oh, man, 3 weeks till this game. God damn, let's go.
Episode 7, right? Was that?
Is that what it was today? Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm still reading Jason Schreier's new book on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really good.
He'll be here next week, everybody.
Really good so far.
Yeah. But I can't wait for Dragon
Great
Age.
voice actor, too. Ray
Jason?
Chase.
Who?
Ray Chase.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But he voices all of Jason Schreier's books.
Okay.
Like the audio books or whatever.
Okay. Do I know Ray from anything?
I'm sure you've heard him before. He's a very recognizable voice, and I'm like, it's similar when you hear that dude's voice.
Nolan
the same
North.
way whenever you hear...
He played Cyclops in X-Men 97.
Thank you. There you go. Bam.
Great one.
Guy. Yeah.
Great one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Good-ass voice.
I like that a lot.
Oh, he's Noctis? Oh, crap.
Yeah, he's like...
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I expect you to talk to me about Dragon Age longer, but you don't even want to say anything about it.
I want to play... Look, Greg, I'm just sick of it. I want the damn game already.
I know, right?
I was talking to the Twitch chat last night, talking about... Some people were like, Andy, are you really not going to stream Silent Hill 2? We love watching you play scary content. And I said, the way that I want to experience Silent Hill 2 is me and Mike co-op stream here at the studio during one of the day streams, but our schedules are so packed. And then I said we wanted to do a Silent Hill 2 stream on October 30th, but Greg is hopeful that we might have Dragon Age 2 by that point, and they may let us stream it early.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even know if that's a thing that would even happen. Who knows? There's just a lot of moving parts right now. Kind of funny.
I know. You check the email, you look. Is there anything in here? You know what I mean? And there is not.
Fuck, man.
Sorry. I can offer you different codes for different games. A lot of other games are in here, but I can't talk, and I don't know it's embargoed, so I won't say anything. But
played this new game last night that I tweeted about. I'd seen it on Twitter a couple weeks ago or whatever, and I thought it was just an early access type thing. It's like, no, it's like fully out now. It runs really, really great. Every year I need a game to fill the Ghost Runner / Neon White / Boomerang X void, which is a first-person kind of challenge room game. Yeah. Where you're zipping towards all sorts of stuff. It's got some really sick-ass mechanics. It's called Shady Night. If you can look this up, Barrett, Shady Night, weird name. I don't really think the name is a great indication of what the game is and how it plays. Initially, I thought it was going to be like a side-scroller, sort of Metroidvania or whatever. But it's got a great... it's one of those perfect examples of the amount of polygons on screen, very minimal, but the art direction really kind of carries it. Just great lighting and great colors, color palettes and things like that. But there's enemies to take down, and every type of move you do, the game will record what exactly that move was for style point purposes. Got it. So it'll recognize when you grapple a dude, knock him up in the air, shoot him with the arrow, which then makes the dude float higher, grapple him back towards you, kick him back into the air. Like it has so much different combos and movement. I grappled him. What did I say?
Something else. Knocked him up.
Oh yeah, knocked him up. Yeah, knocked him up into the air.
Got it.
But movement's fantastic. I recommend people trying out. The demo's out. You can try it out. Really, really cool game.
I've been noodling this for a while because yesterday I ran into a game that's been out and I hadn't ever heard of it. Caravan Sandwich, not sandwich like witch like a hat. Yeah. Caravan Sandwich. Are you familiar with this game?
I'm very familiar. Just seeing tweets from the developer.
Yeah, and so it's been out since September, so totally just slipped by. A game with no combat, just exploration, driving around trying to find your sister. It looks like there's some puzzles. There is like a shooting mechanic, but it's not combat or whatever. I was like, damn, this looks like such a great game. I can't believe it slipped by. I really feel I put it on the books for a couple weeks from now. I'm sure it'll move because reviews and stuff keep coming. We need to do a GAMESCAST this year that is basically you have to play this. And not us saying, hey, this is in the running for game of the year, but hey, I think this might be the best indie of the year. Hey, I think this might be the best puzzle game of the year. I think that way we could all place, at least put onto the record of like, Andy, I think you'd really like this, and more than likely you telling me what I would really like that I've missed or whatever. So we get in there and have a more, I think, we're doing the smileys again this year, right? Like we're doing our big game of the year thing, but then the smileys where we do like the smaller things, let alone voting in game awards. I think it would benefit us if we all like came to the table, not talk about the biggest things, but the smaller things, and then obviously get stuff from chat as well.
Right. No, totally. I had brought up doing a GamesCast topic where the almost like a reader voicemail sort of thing, like we've done in the past, where people say, this game
is a Greg game, an Andy game.
Or not even necessarily that, more of a, I wasn't really thinking I'd be down for this.
Gotcha.
But you've been into these games in the past, and even though they're not necessarily your jam, play this.
Okay.
That sort of thing. I think that'd be a really neat topic.
We should noodle that in the meeting maybe today or next
Fields
week.
of Mystery is my indie game of the year, says Celtic Queen. I had to retweet Greg because, we're getting into that season where people are getting back into the voting, right? Categories, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I had to retweet a tweet I did back from maybe March or April, something like that, for Destiny: The Final Shape.
Oh, yeah?
Of just, hey, art direction. Remember, Bungie always kills it and never gets the recognition like art direction wise, because we get to the GOTYs and it's, is this it's an expansion. We don't count expansions or whatever. But I feel like we become a lot more lax on that. Just remember, this game looks fantastic, and so much of the art design and environment is gorgeous. So if you are a voter on anything like that, keep it in mind for art direction.
I appreciate
I just want to
that.
see it get nommed.
Noms.
I'm not saying it should win.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I like that
Nami,
one. Alex J. Sandoval writes in with a super chat and says, Andy, look up Echo Point Nova. Looks like a co-op I Am Your Beast, kind of.
I bought it last week, and I really, really want to try it out. Because I saw Jacob Geller tweet about it as well.
Okay.
Very similar kind of fast-paced first-person, a lot of sliding and aerial
You love a slide.
movements. You're in midair, you shoot that dude or whatever. It's got some really kind of cool action
that was
to
nice.
it.
I like that.
Yeah. Nice little grapples and things like that.
Number 2 on the Roper Report, 25 years later, Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles is coming back. This is Wesley Inpool at IGN.com. After reviving Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Battlefront, and most recently Star Wars Bounty Hunter, port specialist Aspyr has turned its attention to another classic Star Wars video game from yesteryear, Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles. LucasArts' Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles launched in 2000 on the PlayStation before hitting Dreamcast and the Game Boy Advance. As the title suggests, it's set during the time frame of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with a mix of platforming and beat-em-up gameplay. Playable characters include Jedi Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Masters Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Adi Gallia? Come on, we made up that name. And Plo Koon.
Plo Koon. Get it right, dude.
Plo.
Come on,
put some
man.
respect
Plo?
The first time I saw an orange lightsaber in my life. It was
you
the
got big head
coolest
mode,
thing
too.
I've ever
Oh.
experienced.
Aspyr Star
It's
Wars
yellow.
Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles brings the game to modern platforms with modern controls, 13 newly unlocked characters from the beginning, all levels unlocked, versus and training modes introduced in later releases of the game, and 2-player couch co-op. Power Battles will be released on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam January 23rd, just shy of 25 years after the original game came out, priced at $20.
$20.
Yeah.
Seems kind of high.
New character. Everybody's unlocked. Everybody's here. 13 newly unlocked characters from the beginning, all levels unlocked versus training modes, 2-player couch co-op.
One thing I love
It
is
sounds
that
like they put more stuff into because I don't remember. I played PlayStation. This is maybe my first Star Wars game that I was like really into. This is the one, if you ever heard me tell the story before, of like I find it really hard and I played through it and I beat it and I was so excited and I was like, I'm going to do this with every Jedi now. And then Poe came over and he's like, can I play? And I said, sure. And he saved over my save. And I was so
Oh.
fucking mad. Not at Poe, but
You're
it was
still friends.
yeah. Well, I wasn't mad at Poe because again, like it was really on me at this point in time. Poe came to my house to play games. Poe wasn't playing games at his house, so it was like I just turned all this over, and I thought he would have it, but this kid's not trained. He doesn't know what it means.
Sure. I mean that's still high in my opinion, though. I mean, I know Star Wars kind of carries a different weight, right? But
I'm not saying it's not high or not high. I'm just saying
I love that the general consensus, watching Tim's tweet, seeing our homie Jake Baldino, the general consensus is exactly how I feel about this game. This game sucks, but I love it.
Yeah,
this game.
The reason I thought it was hard wasn't because it was like, oh, this is a difficult game. It was like you're platforming, you died, you get cheaply hit. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it was a really it just didn't feel great to play. It didn't, but at the time, it was what I imagine Marvel's Ultimate Alliance was for you back in the day.
Sure.
You are just that's the power fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a
Ultimate
great
Alliance
time
was
with
good,
it.
though.
What's up?
Ultimate Alliance was good, though.
Oh, sure. Yeah, for sure.
Now, see, in the chat here, SCLSU Mud Dogs H2O, Jesus Christ, says, I saved over my friend's Morrowind save file, MAO. That's where you toss it out. This was a game where I was like, I'm excited to play more. And then I was like, this happened. I'm like, I'm just done with this game. Whereas like Morrowind, like a fucking giant RPG like that, that's when it comes to fisticuffs. Yeah, it's one that's like, I'm glad, that's cool that it's back. Maybe I'll try it on a stream or something, but like, I'm not going to like commit to it.
Yeah.
But it would have been fun back in the day to play 2-player co-op with, or couch co-op with Poe. But those days are gone.
Yeah, this was a big rental for me. I rented this one multiple times.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to recall is if I owned it or if I rented it. But I do remember being very, very into it. I want to move on to number 3 because this one affects the very foundation of Kind of Funny. Number 3, Football Manager 25 gets a huge delay in shock move. This is Kat Bailey at IGN.com. In a shock move for the popular sim, Sega is delaying Football Manager 25 until March 2025, putting its release barely 2 months before 2025's European Champions League final. Developer Sports Interactive and Sega released a statement calling it quote-unquote a tough decision and saying that specific platform dates will follow once confirmed. The statement continued, I don't think we actually care that much about it, right? None of us care about football.
Right.
We don't care about if this game is
Name
gonna be
3 of
good.
the teams for the EuroLeague.
You got the hot spurts, the hot spurts. They're over there
that's the one.
spurting left and right. That's Gary's team.
Yeah.
Rahul and Alana.
I think like Morrowind was one of them.
Rahul and Alana, they're always cheering for Albania or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's red and white. I know that.
Red and gold, I believe.
And
yeah.
then the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Again, this goes on. Your game's been delayed if you're into soccer, as it's actually called, but whatever.
Yeah.
I only care about this because, of course, the Kind of Funny Fantasy Critic League. As you know, each and every year here, we do the Fantasy Critic League, where we all come together, like fantasy sports, draft a team of games, then as they get scored, we get points if they're above 70, we lose points if they're below 70, there's counter picks, there's trades, there's other people that get in there and draft, yada, yada, yada. The one, the only, Boss Baby, has the team, the CEO Juniors, who are coming on hot right now. Barrett, of course, put up 25 points getting Metaphor ReFantazio in there with his first pick in the draft, which he was mocked for.
Was he?
He says he was ridiculed, and I just said, we just like ridiculing you, period. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Just get a smaller hat.
Ridiculed for, picking the follow-up to Persona 5. Ridiculed.
You know what I mean? Anyways, that puts him at 100 points right now. But more importantly, of course, he has 3 games still to come out. However, one of those games is Football Manager 25. So it's like, it's not that Barrett is a strong contender here. You can look over there and also see Tim has 123 right now, but Tim also has unannounced Mario platformer that he's just sitting on.
No shot.
Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. We'll see what happens.
That's going to be 79.
He still has an open pick that he hasn't done because he's some kind of crazy psychopath.
He dropped something recently.
Okay. Maybe
He dropped Metal Gear.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can do that this late?
Oh, yeah. If you have the drops, you can do it. And then I currently am in the lead right now with 139 points.
Woo, baby.
However, I still have Marvel Rivals dropping in December, which I'm going... What'd you say? Oof,
no, I'm just like, oof, that's exciting.
Okay. Because I'm going to need big points on that to hold off. Both Tim, I think, with Indiana Jones. We'll see what he gets out of that.
I'll submit an official review.
Thank you very much. If you could get Metacritic there we go, perfect. Get Metacritic verified for Nitro Rifle.
Yeah.
Open Critic verified. He goes through all the work to get Metacritic. It doesn't even help. But Barrett, of course, the Golden Idol and Dragon Age: The Veilguard and Football Manager. It's not that, like, don't get me wrong, Dragon Age and Golden Idol could do it on by themselves, But clearly, I really think having Football Manager in there could have been huge. Barrett, what do you feel about this delay? What are you going to replace it with?
Football Manager 2025, Football Manager in general. Like I bid $1 on this game. This was like a nice, at least before this big delay, right?
Yeah.
This was a nice, like, guaranteed 7 to 10 points at the end of the year, especially if things are close. I am at the point that even without Football Manager, or even let's say like Football Manager wasn't delayed, I still wasn't feeling great because I think my success didn't hinge on Football Manager. It hinges on whether the fuck The Rise of the Golden Idol is coming out, a sequel to a game that is very beloved, reviewed very well. It's still slated for 2024, and there's still no fucking release date.
Oh, Barrett Courtney.
What are we doing?
Barrett.
See, Football Manager, I don't give a shit
We
about.
go to
fucking,
Gamatsu from 50 minutes ago, where Sal Romano writes, The Rise of the Golden Idol launches November 12th.
This year?
This year. It's
Holy
confirmed.
Shit!
You got
Let's
it, baby.
Go!
You got
Let's
it, baby.
Go! Oh, we're in this. We're fucking in this.
You are
Miller.
in this
I'm
very
on
much.
Your fucking tail.
I
Forget
know you
Tim
are.
Geddes.
First off, for the record, I was never worried about Tim. You are the one. You are the contender. Tim fucking fell into this. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I would say
Tim's a babe in the woods.
let's not
30
count
points for
Tim
Astrobot.
out
Fucking
yet,
Tim.
just because Indiana Jones, maybe it could hit more than we're expecting it to. Maybe it makes people yell from the rooftops. Indy, you know?
My thing with Indiana Jones is, I think best case scenario, that's an 85. So that's 15 points for him,
And that gets
which
into-
comes to 138, which would
Yeah.
tie me right now. Oh, actually, no, he's still losing me by 1 point.
Yeah.
You are the threat, Barrett. I need Marvel Rivals to be a 90 plus, and I need Golden Idol not to hit 90, which I think is going to be tough.
Yeah, because the
I
first
think
Golden
Dragon Age
Idol,
is that toss-up of we'll see how it all goes.
Yeah, the first Golden Idol got an 88.
Yeah.
People fucking loved that game.
Yeah.
Greg, did you see right now? I guess the dropping is probably not legal. I don't really know the
You can
rules
still drop, yeah.
because people are saying Mech Warrior 5 got a lot of excitement around it.
That
Well,
claim
Greg
is-
has no money left.
Yeah, I'm.
It's so funny whenever you all bring up money bidding because I forget that's a function.
Yeah.
So like
We love this.
you all know the history of this season, probably a little bit more than I do for Fantasy Critic. Has there been has anybody outbid something where you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Plenty of
really?
times.
Oh yeah.
I bid for Assassin's Creed Shadows, like $20 for it. Like
Didn't Mike bid all his money? Or
like
something?
$10 more than I wanted to bid for an Assassin's Creed, and then Mike knew I was probably gonna bid for that, and then he bid $82 for it. So yeah, but if
Andy
you get
and Roger both have
outbid,
$60+.
Yeah, Tim's got $10 left
yeah,
for whatever he drops.
Tim has
and
10,
says-
I have 5, you have 62, and Roger has 63.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Living large.
But if you get outbid, you don't you get to keep that money. It's not like that money goes
Oh,
away.
okay.
So, yeah.
It
Do you
goes
have
to
anything
charity.
left here, Andy Cortez?
What's up?
I'm looking at you. Oh, you got Stalker,
Stalker
2,
2.
Skate Story.
Skate
Story
Story is not going to come out. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Stalker 2 though could be big.
I mean, I just need. So okay.
The way you paused there made me think that the computer froze. For a
Oh,
second.
sorry. I'm not going to finish in last place, right?
No, Roger's
Roger.
not even hitting 50 points at the end of the year.
So if today Skate Story comes out and says we're not releasing this year,
That'd be a free drop, and you could drop and do it.
oh,
But you also have a drop. If you've never dropped anything, you have a free drop already.
it's never too late to learn how to play.
He
Never
dropped.
too late.
He dropped Space Marine 2
Oof.
and then picked it back up.
Ah.
So he already fucked himself over with a free drop.
Oh,
But hey, that was still a good move on your part doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, Roger is
I
terrible.
want to
at this game.
experiment a little bit, you know.
I mean, it was a big upset that his first round pick was Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and it got him 11 points.
Yeah. Well,
And like a Final Fantasy 14
it's
DLC
more the,
coming out.
the
and not
counter
hitting.
pick of Dragon's Dogma 2 losing him 17 points. That was the one that really hurt him.
Even if he didn't counterpick that, he'd still be in double digits.
He'd be pro 50. He'd be over 50.
Yeah, that's true.
I digress. Let's get some news stories. Some snooze stories. Mubi acquires Grand Theft Hamlet for U.S. global streaming.
What?
Have you seen this?
I mean,
Scott Roxborough over at The Hollywood Reporter. Let me read it to you. And we
is
got
that like
the tweet.
Tubi and Quibi?
I think so. Art house streamer and distributor. Nope, neither of those.
Oh, Thank you.
Nope, immediately. Art house streamer and distributor Mubi has snatched up all the U.S. rights as well as the global SVOD rights to Grand Theft Hamlet, Penny Grills and Sam Crane's award-winning documentary mashup of Shakespeare's Hamlet and ultra-violent video game Grand Theft Auto. The doc follows two unemployed actors during the 2021 COVID lockdown who attempt to state Hamlet entirely within GTA virtual game world. Grand Theft Hamlet premiered at South by Southwest this year, where it won the Documentary Feature Jury Award. It also won the Hollywood Reporter critic Leslie Felpirin, who called the experimental film innovative, highly amusing, and often touching. It also won the Hollywood Reporter critic Leslie Feller. That doesn't make sense, but okay. You would have said her heart, right?
When do we get to watch this?
I don't mean to edit, as we go.
This looks like only
Mubi plans to release the Grand Theft Hamlet in early 2025, with further details to be announced soon.
This is Megalopolis.
I never heard about this, so good for them. Sounds cool. Number 5. A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead has microphone noise detection that lets monsters hear you in real life.
Oh my God.
This is Wesley Ian Poole at IGN.
Mike breathing into the mic would never keep him alive.
Yeah, what's up? Hey, what's up? The developer of A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, has revealed its microphone noise detection, an optional feature that lets the game's monsters hear sounds players make in real life. A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead is a single-player horror video game based on Paramount Pictures' popular post-apocalyptic franchise, which revolves around blind extraterrestrial creatures with an acute sense of hearing. The first movie, starring Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, met with critical and commercial acclaim back in 2018. Here's how the noise detection works. By activating your microphone, this optional feature lets the game's deadly creatures detect every sound you make in real life, bringing the horror right into your room.
This is an interesting one. This is like kind of making waves outside of our bubble because this is my barometer, Andy. We go to our gym. Jim's playing like news and stuff. This was being reported on like news channels and shit.
Oh.
This is the power of having an IP, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Quiet Place is what, 3 movies now and this game? And this was enough that this strikes me looking at it and what we've seen from it. This is going to be I hope, fun AA horror game. Like, I'm not expecting this to be AAA, no bugs, yada, yada, yada. But I think this could be fun for a few hours. And we watched, we watched the trailer on Games Daily with Tim a while back when they debuted that. Like, I'm cautiously optimistic that this will be a good time. That's all I want out of it. And the microphone thing sounds cool. And that could be cool for streams.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
I mean, it's October 17th, too. Shit, we're coming up fast on that. I should get codes. Anyways, I digress. Things being reported on at your gym is a big deal.
I agree. Yeah, that's a huge update from Barrett right there. Similar to my aunt banning Dragon Ball Z.
And I've already had it with her. You heard me chew her out on the show.
Also, that one time Barrett told us that he had a relative that loved Scooby-Doo or something.
She's the number one Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah.
Her favorite game of all time also, L.A. Noire.
Ah. You know, my aunt, by the way, that same aunt, she's loving Echoes of Wisdom. She plays all the Zeldas.
That's awesome.
Plays all the Zeldas. Like, she was like, Mijo, I loved your Zelda playthrough of when you did Tears of the Kingdom. That game, like, I was getting help from you to see how you did stuff, and she
awesome.
loved that game.
Get her in here for a Let's
she's
Play.
loving it too. She lives in Austin.
We got plane tickets.
Hmm.
You pay for it. we just Anyways, I'm sick of big news and big plane tickets. If I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
You'd go to our last story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
God, I love this fucking part. Number 6, the Wii News. Andy Robinson at VGC says, delighted to announce the VGC team is returning to print with the 2025 Guide to Video Games available to pre-order now. You can go to Andy_VGC on Twitter to order this. That's fucking awesome. I love and miss video game magazines. Me and Mike walked through the magazine section. I just lamented how bad it was nowadays. Here in America, I know it's different over there, but...
Yeah, so when I was at the airport recently looking through just what the options are.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can't be mad at anybody but myself. You know, I stopped buying magazines.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm part of the problem, right? Yeah. The other Wii news from The Gamer. FIFA has partnered with Konami for the upcoming FIFA E World Cup. According to the tournament... No, through the tournament. Though the tournament has been played on Electronic Arts' FIFA since the tournament's inception 2 decades ago, the high-profile split between FIFA and EA in 2022 has resulted in FIFA partnering with Konami's eFootball this year for the event. This Friday, there's some updates
Mighty Ducks
added.
looking good.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be a fucking.
They're gonna be powerhouse.
We have a Fortnite news.
Albania.
Fortnite news. This Friday, an update adds some Halloween treats to Lego Fortnite with a new split screen mode for select consoles and the Brick or Treat Lego Pass, where players can compete quests to unlock in-game rewards. Then Wario 64 has a bunch of old backyard sports games have Steam pages up now. Of course, Backyard Baseball 97, 99, I forget which one, is out today. You could play it. Mike is very excited. He will tell you about the gooch if you'll listen. But apparently here, Backyard Soccer 98, Backyard Hockey 02, Backyard Baseball 01, Backyard Football 99, Backyard Basketball 01 are all on Steam now with listed coming soon.
I don't want to hear Mike talk about the gooch.
My thoughts and prayers go out to all the indie devs putting out stuff and getting ready for Steam Next Fest, because they just got it. I saw a recent tweet from, I'm blanking on the developer, very, very small indie game, where about 8 months later tweeted out, I'm still salty about EA listing all of those things when I was in the top 10 for like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's rough out there. Go support some indie games, pick up some cool stuff. Thank you for supporting us. We have no Your Wrongs, but we do have a couple super chats I want to get out here. Crudely Made Entertainment super chats, just like you can on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and says, been bothering me since GAMESCAST yesterday. Today, Andy, the hyperbolic time chamber does not change gravity. The spaceship Vegeta and Goku train in change gravity, and King Kai Planet does too.
Oh, it's just to extend. Yeah, so you could be working out in there for about 3 years, and it's like 2 minutes out on Real Earth. That's what. Okay. And then the final super chat is a member super chat. Chocolate Fox 9 super chats and says, been trying out Inscription on Game Pass due to Andy's recommendations and enjoying it so far, but about to put it down for Metaphor because Barrett got me into Persona games. Thank you so much. I got you into Metaphor as well. Congratulations.
Andy Cortez, the tastemaker.
That's all I need to know. It's a great
almost
game.
Done.
Yeah, it's almost done. Thank you, of course, for listening to our recommendations, our news, this show, and supporting Kinda Funny. Remember, if you love Kinda Funny Games Daily, your one-stop shop for all the video game news of the day. Of course, we'd love it if you picked up a Kinda Funny membership to support this 11-person small business with a dream. You can get it over at youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, patreon.com/kindoffunny. Get all the shows ad-free. Get the ability to watch the afternoon podcast live as you record them. And, of course, get a Gregway. Like today's Gregway from Madeline, our up-and-comer who's been answering the questions you asked her through all of our different channels. Andy?
Hey, Greg.
You and I don't get to do Games Daily enough.
I've
been excited to see you on more Games Dailies. I mean, I've been booking, so it hasn't been like surprised.
Right.
But like getting you on there and seeing your vibe, I like it a lot. I like what you're doing out here.
Thanks, man.
I enjoyed this show a lot with you.
Look at that, Chan.
Barrett, I had a great time with you as well today, as I always do. I know you're having a rough one with the audio, but you did great.
You got to work
We
it.
fixed it.
We got to work it.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying. I'm aware that you overcame today.
Now I get the gold stars, chat.
Throw the gold stars up right now, chat. All right? There you go. Wasted bandwidth with the first gold star. I love it a lot. Of course, Kevin is still the gold star in there, which I appreciate. Anyways, this is another episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily in the books. But like I said, we're all about live talk shows, which means the fun don't stop. Up next, it is the Kinda Funny Gamescast, where Joey will file her preview of Mario and Luigi Brothership, a name I just don't like. I just don't like Brothership.
But they're brothers.
And friendship.
And it's
And it's like
mothership.
friendship, but I think there's probably an actual ship.
I get it. I can see what. I just don't like it.
I think this pun is probably about 4 levels deep. Like, there's no reason for it not to be called Brothership, right? It's a play on the word mothership. They're brothers. It's friendship. There's, and
Greg.
Barrett is right. They probably are on.
After that, it'll be more of the Until Dawn stream. It's going to be a long one, and they
Navy liner.
probably will get pepperoni pizza because I think they finally figured out the DoorDash app. Because around here, you either get too much pepperoni or not any pepperoni. So we'll see what they were able to do. But I digress. For now, that's the end of Kinda Funny Games Daily. Like, subscribe, share, and until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.